Damn it, it's... I should check the garage. Now, let's see what we've got. A gravity jack. Just what we need to move that shelf out of the way. Hey, I found a gravity jack in the garage. Bet we could use it to move that shelf.
That could work. Slide it underneath, and I'll grab it from the other side.
All right. No, no! Damn it!
Come on, Em. Grab the stuff and let's get out of here.
It's here. Let's go.
Shit, my backpack. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Park, no! Forget about it.
My inhalers. Emily!
Human, stop where you are. For your safety, remain calm and do not resist.
Oh, you're back. So, how did it go?
Things got hairy. I'll explain later, but it worked out. We got the meds.
It's too bad you didn't see me blast that cop with a flare gun.
You what?
Enough, Alex. Just stop. We checked and no one came after us, okay?
Goddamn stupid kids. You better learn to take things more seriously.
Oh, don't mind him. The important thing is that you're safe and sound. Now then, I just made pancakes. Any takers?
Thanks, but I gotta get some sleep. I can barely stand on 2 legs, much less hold a fork.
Don't mind if I do. Thanks. Where's Matt?
Off getting supplies. We're running low on food. He should be back soon. Emily, I think the old man needs your help. Can you check in with him?
Alex's toolbox. I'd better ask before messing around with it.
Emily, shouldn't you be resting? I thought you wanted a nap.
Yeah, but need any help? I mean, I can see you've already got your hands full here.
Oh no, that's all right. You've done more than enough already. I can handle it. Go get some rest.
Tell me, what do you think of this place? How are we doing?
Here in the city's outskirts, there are hardly any robots. Plus, it's warm and dry. All in all, it's not too bad. All this place needs are a few repairs and some cleanup to make it a good, proper home.
It has to be hard on you moving from place to place. I mean, there's a whole city up there, and here we are underground. Literally. I just miss having a place to call home.
I know exactly what you mean. For years, Alex and I lived in this house my father-in-law gave us. Just a tiny old place, but we always worked hard to keep it in good shape. Nothing fancy, but it was cozy, and it was ours.
That sounds lovely, Claire.
Oh, but you should have seen it when we first moved in. Cracks, mold, and spider webs everywhere. We actually considered selling it, but you know Alex. He insisted on fixing it up. And then, well, we got too attached to sell. I wish I could go back there, but I know I'll probably never see it again.
I had this crummy little flat before the incident. Rowdy neighbors, drafty windows, not a lot of wiggle room, but I'd give just about anything to have that back. Claire, this is a little forward, but there's something I'd like to ask, if that's okay. You and Alex, well, you're
probably wondering how I wound up married to a guy like him.
Well, not exactly.
No, it's okay. Believe it or not, Alex wasn't always quite so abrasive. 30 years ago, he was a completely different person. A robotics technician with a promising career. And I was just a country girl, really. And madly in love. Some people just change. But either way, I'm not complaining. I made a promise to stay with him. For better or worse.
What can you tell me about the others? Park and I haven't had much time to get to know everyone.
Honestly, I doubt I'll be telling you anything you don't already know. Alex is grouchy as hell. Take it from me. But he's a hard worker and a devoted husband. Don't mind his thorns. He's a good guy deep down. He's just been through a lot.
We all have, yeah. He kind of reminds me of my Uncle Owen, actually. only content when he had something to complain about. What about Olga?
We found Olga in an abandoned house last winter. She was scared and freezing. Oh my gosh, she could barely stand. She later told us that the rest of her group had been captured. She'd managed to hide, but ended up pregnant and alone in such a cold, dangerous city. I can't even imagine what it took for her to survive. We brought her to our camp, gave her food and shelter, and she stayed. And then Vera was born. Raising a child these days is especially tough, but we're all one big family here. Brian's our village elder, wise and calm, and he really knows his way around electronics, too. Alex shared a hospital room with him, back before everything went to hell, and they became fast friends. A lot in common, those two. And I'm not just talking about surviving the incident. I don't really know that much about Matthew. Between you and me, there's something about him I don't like. He obviously wants to be a leader, bosses everyone around, but he's short on brains and wisdom, which is probably why he's always butting heads with Alex. He followed some tracks into our camp a couple of months ago and saw light coming from inside. Started snooping around and ended up scaring the hell out of us. Long story short, he decided to make himself at home.
To be fair, he does his fair share for the group. He goes on supply runs, brings back food. Still, Matt's kinda weird. I try to stay away from him, and so should you. I've seen him holding his head, rubbing his temples with his fingers. Maybe that has something to do with why he's always so, charming?
Well, we women are good at making excuses for our men. I understand what made Alex the way he is, so I put up with his swearing and grumbling, and the occasional mockery.
I'm curious, how did you escape? During the incident, I mean.
Not a pleasant memory. Alex rushed home from work on his lunch break, frantic, yelling at me to pack my things right away. I remember him telling me that the robot cops had gone crazy, just grabbing people off the streets for no reason. At first, I didn't believe him. The weird thing about Alex, he's really good at his job, but he's never really liked robots. He wouldn't let us get one of our own. Said it was because he knew too much about them. Honestly, I thought he was pulling some stupid prank, which was unusual. I didn't really believe it until I saw it with my own eyes as we were driving out of the city.
You took an aero car? Weren't they all offline that day?
Actually, we had an old school electric car. Rare, I know, but I'm afraid of flying, and Alex liked to tinker with it. Kept it up real nice, washed and painted like new. Anyway, we quickly grabbed a few things and then went to pick up Brian.
I see. And then? Why didn't you try to get out of the city?
That was the plan, until we blew out one of the tires, and spares aren't exactly easy to find these days. And that's how we ended up here. So what about you?
Not a lot to tell, really. I was headed out to grab some laundry when everything went black. And when I came to, there wasn't a soul in sight. When I got back to my place, my homebot was surprised to see me. He kept spouting nonsense, something about the war and humanity going extinct. Something was obviously wrong. With the robots, I mean. So I set out to find Marta on the other side of town. She's my sister.
Did you find her?
No. I like to think she saved herself, made it out somehow, but